Should the Auburn Tigers at least consider making Cadillac Williams their next head football coach? He's currently the interim, just got an electrifying win against Texas A&M. And you could feel the energy, even just watching that game, for how much that meant to Cadillac, how much that meant to that entire stadium, to that program. Like, there is so much about Cadillac that I think is extremely likable. And when you have the conversation about what is there to like about him, well, there's the buy-in, there's the energy he brings. He's also a great recruiter, played in the league. Like, you can definitely have a very real conversation about why he's a good fit as Auburn's next head coach. So, with that being said, I love Cadillac Williams. This is all the things that I love about Cadillac, all right? So there's two parts to this. I love Cadillac Williams, and he's created buy-in in a program that has a lot of reason to not be bought in. This hasn't gone the way that I think a lot of Auburn fans had hoped this 2022 season would. And in the day and age where players have arguably more mobility than they ever have had before with the transfer portal and being able to pretty much wave the white flag at any point in this year, they could have done that. Auburn, I know they play Texas A&M and they've got their own problems. Auburn could very easily have a decimated roster right now. But Cadillac Williams, again, has created that buy-in, has created for a lot of these guys a reason to continue to play hard for this university. And that's extremely admirable. So if buy-in and energy and potential in the recruiting trail is all that you're looking for, I don't blame you. I'd say that's great. You have a phenomenal next head coach in Cadillac Williams. More power to you. Let's rock and roll. I don't have an issue with that. Now, here's where I'm sitting. I would not hire Cadillac Williams as my next head coach at Auburn. With that being said, I would work very, very hard to retain him to stay on staff. One, because I think he has the potential to eventually be head coach material, whether that's at Auburn or somewhere else. I root for Cadillac Williams. But like I said, he cares so much about Auburn. He gets Auburn. He's going to do a lot for you in the recruiting department. Like, he's a guy that you need to have a part of this whole operation moving forward. Now, the reason why I wouldn't hire Cadillac Williams is, quite frankly, because I think that's a risk you just don't need to take if you're Auburn. We've said it before on this program. Auburn, when it's humming, is one of the best spots in the country, one of the best programs in the country in terms of the head coaching job. Like, it's one of the most attractive destinations. Now, with that being said, there's some work that has to happen to get Auburn to get humming. But when it comes to, like I said, the risk that you'd be taking with hiring Cadillac Williams, it's only been a Power 5 coach since 2019, never been a head coach before. And with all the resources you have available to you as Auburn, it's not a risk you need to take. You can go and hire someone that's established, that you trust, that's been a head coach before, that is able to move the ball forward as a program and get this thing off the, schneid it's been on. Like, that's kind of the reality. Auburn right now is a really nice car that's in the shop. Just kind of the fact of the matter. And with the car being in the shop, you don't need to have a first-time driver, one, fix it up, and then two, drive the car. Everything you like about Cadillac Williams, I promise you can go hire in someone with more experience. You say he's a great recruiter. Guess who else is a great recruiter? Lane Kiffin. Say, well, he creates buy-in. He gets the most out of this program. He does more with less. You look at this roster, what we have right now, he's doing a lot with that program, being able to get a win over at Texas A&M. Like, that's great. Hugh Freeze is 8-2 at Liberty. Talk about doing more with less. Two guys that's named continue to get thrown in the conversation when you talk about Auburn. I love Cadillac Williams. I root for him openly. But is he the best option for you as a program? I think you can do well to hire all of the things, all the attributes that you like about Cadillac Williams in a safer, more experienced, better resume capacity. Right now at Auburn, you don't need new energy. You need new solutions. Like, energy is great. Want to is great, but that's not what's going to get Auburn out of the rut that they're in. You need a whole new plan in place. And for me, I trust people that have brought those solutions to the table in other respects. Lane Kiffin, look at where Ole Miss was at before he got there. Look at where FAU was at before he got there. Look at Hugh Freeze and what he's done at a program that just got to the FBS level in Liberty. I trust those people more because they've done it, because I don't have to wonder about, do they have the chops to get a program out of the muck and the mire they're in right now. And I promise you this, it will be easier to do at a place like Auburn if they do have the entire operation bought in, if they do have the boosters and the NIL resources, they have all of that bought in. There will be a lot that will help them push forward. It'll be easier to do there than it would be at a place like Liberty, where you're just now getting scholarships to the caliber of the FBS level. Like, that will be an easier push. I'm not here to endorse Hugh Freeze. I'm not here to endorse Lane Kiffin. I actually do think, if we're talking about endorsements, I maybe would lean towards endorsing Hugh Freeze. But the bottom line is, even if you don't think either of those guys are the right fit at Auburn, you hear what I'm saying. You hear the point being made. At a place like Auburn, you don't have to take a risk. You can hire someone who's established. And so going forward for Auburn, they're going to have options. Like I said, I hope you retain Cadillac Williams and can keep him on staff, because he's a lot about what's right with this program right now. But you're going to have options. You're going to have experienced options that can ultimately get you to where you want to go and have been to where you want to go and have the blueprint and have the coordinates to chart that effectively. So all that's to say, love Cadillac Williams, but you should not hire him to be the next head coach for a university if you're Auburn. I'll leave it at that. This has been The Hard Count. We appreciate you tuning in. Nick Brake doing the real heavy lifting. You can help drive this whole operation by subscribing to the channel. Leave it at that. Keep the party rolling, and we will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.